Hi everyone, and welcome to Ultimate Exercise Ball Class, filmed on location here at Core Maximus. Thank you to them. Today is a special warm-up for my golfers, so mobility, range of motion. I have no weights today. You could for the last move, but I'm opting on trying to open things up, maybe get ready for my golf game, or cool down after my golf game, or maybe just to work on range of motion in between golf games. All right, wall, ball, mat, timer. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 moves, which we normally do. I'm gonna work through it 1 minute each with you. Absolutely, can you roll through it more times? Do we need to? Maybe not. Might not even need a warm up. As again, we're gonna roll through these and stretch everything out. So let's do this. We're gonna start with the ball at the wall. So we're gonna push that ball right into the wall. We're going to come onto our elbows, which means I have this pretty little triangle, and then I'm going to slowly walk my feet back. Feet wider will make this easier. Feet closer together makes this harder. From here, I'm going to, again, push into the ball. I'm going to push my hips back. I'm going to drop my heels towards the ground. I'm going to think of chest to thighs, and then I'm going to breathe and roll back into shoulders, hips, feet, nice straight line. So opening up through my shoulders, if we're just getting started, nice and gentle. Think of tilting your pelvis towards the ceiling, so we'll help open up the back of the legs, heels towards the ground, and then get that core all fired up in our plank position. So we're warming up, we're getting stronger while we work through range of motion. Lots going on here. So pushing away from the ball. Again, I start lifting my hips towards the ceiling, dropping my chest to my thighs, my heels towards the floor, and really think of tilting your hips up towards the ceiling. And let's go one more. Let's do it. One more. So good. And again, breathe, fingers relaxed. All right, little baby pause out of that because we're coming into that plank position again. 2 thoughts on this. We can be up on hands for our next one. That'll make our range of motion a little bit easier. If that bugs your wrists, you want a little bit more, you're coming down onto elbows. So I'm gonna start on my elbows. We're going hip circles while in plank. Pushing the ball into the wall. I'm starting in that plank position again. Now, I'm going to bring one knee in towards my chest. I'm gonna open it up, draw a nice big circle until it finds my other foot back in our start position, and then I switch sides. Knee to chest, I roll out to the side, I roll it open, come all the way back. Hip mobility, right? Really important in our game to keep our pelvis, hips, low back loose, mobile. But while we're opening up our hips, we're getting our core fired up because we're trying to keep this ball nice and still. Shoulders are fired. I really want you to think of pushing away from the ball. That's going to help us lock out our shoulders, strengthen through our rotator cuff, which is so valuable for our golf game. As that knee draws in, we're avoiding those hips dropping, so I'm staying strong through my hips. You can see I'm starting to get a little fatigued in the core. The ball's moving a little bit side to side. That's okay. If you need more support, I should say, then you can lock the ball in a corner, last one, so that you have, it's kind of wedged in the corner of a wall. Beautiful, come on up and off of that. So you could wedge it into a corner to give you a little bit more balance and support. Okay, I'm turning, I'm coming away from the wall for this, but absolutely, if we still need balance and support, we can be here or here. All right, we're going lunge to upward dog. So from here, I'm going to use my hands to come onto the ball. Absolutely, can we still stay on elbows? For sure. going to turn my hands out slightly. I'm back in this lovely little plank position, but let's stretch out our hips. I'm going to step my one foot all the way up beside the ball. I'm going to drop my hips onto the ball. I'm going to use my hands here to push, open up through chest and shoulders, look up towards the ceiling, come back into a strong line. Hands come onto the ball, and I'm going to step that front foot back to plank. I'm going to switch sides. So opening up our hips, we're coming into a high lunge, back leg straight, back heel off the ground. Drop my hips onto the ball, use that upper body to open up through chest, open up through core. I'm going to look up towards the ceiling if it feels good. I'm going to breathe, bring my hands back onto the ball, lift my hips, push through the ball, push through that back foot to bring my feet together. All right, we got time for about one more on each side. These aren't quick. We don't need to rush these. Remember to breathe and only move through that range of motion that feels good. Last one. Hips drop, hands onto the ball. I use them to help open up my chest, open up through my torso, come back into neutral before I lift that leg. I lift my hips, push into the ball strong, feet back together. Wonderful. Okay, said mobility and strength all at the same time. Okay, I'm coming back to the wall for this one. Plank to upward dog. Okay, downward dog. So we are here. Well, we're gonna roll through a whole bunch of things. Okay, we're here into plank. I'm gonna come down onto the ball. I'm gonna lift chest and shoulders like we just did. I'm coming back into neutral. Now I'm going to be really strong through chest, shoulders, through my tummy. I'm going to active push, back up into plank, and then I'm going to push into downward dog. Push away from the ball, heels towards the ground, stretch through the back of those legs, drop my chest towards the floor, roll back into plank. Okay, here we go. We're coming slow onto the ball, warming up our chest, warming up our shoulders. Now we're gonna open up through our back, open up through our core, come into an extension, come back down into neutral. Here's the tricky part. Exhale, back up into plank, and then we're going to push back. Think of using that ball to help drop our chest towards the floor, get those shoulders warmed up, tilt our hips towards the ceiling, and heels towards the ground, back into plank. We're going to roll through two more. Control on the down. So it's a slow control down, like a push-up. We come up, open up through our back, come back into neutral, active push. Back up into plank, shoulders, hips, feet, nice straight line. Push away from the ball, drop through, stretch, chest, shoulders, hamstrings, back of legs, our back. Last one, remember to breathe. Here we go. We come down onto the ball. We try to control that down. We roll ourselves up, big stretch. I even feel that through the front of my hips. Come back into a nice straight line before we exhale to push and roll all the way back. Okay, here we go. We did lots of front to back patterns. Now we're going sideways. If you need balance and support, we're going to stay near the wall. We're going to have one foot up on the ball, inside of our foot. Bottom leg, toes can be turned out tiny little bit. We're going to stretch through inside of our leg. We're going to get our core all fired up here. One arm down, one arm up. This is the one. If you choose to have hand weights here, you can have one down at the bottom, one at the top. We're coming into, we're going to try and bring this bottom hand down towards the floor, and then we're going to push up nice and tall. All right, we have 1 minute. 2 moves left. Stabilizing on this planted leg. So we're getting our ankle warmed up. Again, hip range of motion. We're getting our glutes fired up, warming up through our core. Absolutely, can we have some weights to guide us? For sure. But today my main objective for my golfers is mobility, so strength through range of motion, and getting that core all fired up and ready for things to come. Remember to breathe, fingers nice and relaxed. You know what you could hold in your top hand? You could hold your golf club. Absolutely. All right, let's switch sides. Last move. Again, if we need to be at the wall for balance and support here, we just slide our hand up and down the wall. All right, last one, last minute. Inside of our foot is up on the ball. Another modification tweak, if that bugs your knee, bend through your leg, bring your knee onto the ball. It's still gonna try and throw you off balance and force your core to fire a little bit more. Okay, so here we are. Planted leg can be turned out slightly, one arm up, one arm down, and we reach. Now, another thing. Maybe we cannot touch the floor. Maybe we go to our knee and we feel like that's enough, and then we come back up. Maybe one side is easier than the other. Be mindful. Be mindful of what's going on. Glute is firing. Again, we're getting hip stabilization going. All of our power comes from our hips. Warming up through our core. That ball is going to try and throw us off balance here, especially as we work through this very big range of motion. Arm is up, so we're just getting some stabilization and activation in that shoulder. My glute's on fire. Last one, remember to breathe. And if we teeter-totter over, just laugh. It's supposed to be a little bit fun. Amazing. Okay, come on down to sit. Oh, that feels so good. If you want a little bit more stretching, we have 3 cool downs that you can do. Absolutely make sure you pop and do that. If you have a golfer friend that you think might enjoy this, please share with them. That would be amazing. If you have not subscribed to our channel, also amazing if you hit that little subscribe button, and then you get notifications every time I post a new video. So thank you so much. Enjoy the golf game. Have a great day.